hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about numerology and we are going to find out what number are you. Okay, so there are 9 numbers here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and numerology is seen in single digits only. Okay, so for example, if you were born on 17th December 2000, okay, so that would be 17th 12 2000. Okay, so now what will you do to find out your number is you will add all of these. So you will add 1 plus 7 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 again plus 0 0 0. So this will give you 8 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 0 0 and so forth, coming to the result. That's a 9, and 9 plus 2 10 11 12 13. So we have 13. So still it's a double digit and we have to get down to single digit. So we'll go ahead and add these numbers 1 plus 3, which comes down to 4. So person born on this date is number 4. So that's how you calculate which number you are. And now I am going to continue talking about the abilities or traits of every number. I am not saying everyone with the number 1, 2, 3, 4 or any number has all of are all the same. No, they are not the same. I'm talking about basic traits. I will be talking about basic traits that will be there, whether positive or negative. Okay, so let's dive in and continue with the basic traits that will be there. Now talking about the basic traits, people belonging to number 1 category who have number 1, they are basically very strong headed, very independent, very ambitious, and they have a vision. They are like a leader. They can't just work under anyone. They can't tolerate the dictate. They can't just, they have to be a leader or lead in some way. They can't just if they are under someone, they start feeling like they are under a dictatorship, or they are being ordered around. So they can't take that, and they try really set up a goal and go after it and achieve their own thing. So mostly these people are independent. They have independent businesses, and they are so driven. So they're so driven, and they have very strong opinions and very opinionated individuals. I am trying to say that in a positive way. So that is a positive trait. So that helps them achieve their ambition or whatever business in whichever field they want to go in, pursue. So they're very ambitious, strong and driven, and extremely independent, especially in career area. They're extremely independent and they don't like to be ordered around in general in life. But the negative trait is sometimes they can be a bit ruthless. They're like egoistical, so that is a negative trait. Of course, we no one is perfect, so this like a flaw is there, that they can be ruthless at times because they are so driven and they want what they want. So in the process sometimes they can be a bit ruthless. Otherwise, that's a really good number to be in. It gets you a great life, so great characteristics. So that's it for number 1. So moving on to number 2, people belonging to number 2 category, they are extremely intuitive, supportive, caring, and very spontaneous in life, and like whichever area it is, whether it's career or just having fun or being with family or friends, just being spontaneous and enjoying life. And they prefer peace. They are like the peacemakers. They just like to be at peace, and since they are peacemakers, so they tend to be diplomatic sometimes. Being diplomatic is not exactly does not work towards like in their favor. They I mean like they try to use it in a good sense, that they tend to be diplomatic. They want to be diplomatic because they are the peacemakers. They want to keep peace between people, so which can land them up in tough positions sometimes. So their diplomacy sometimes is really kind of unrealistic, like sometimes, not all the time. So like let's just if on scale of 1 to 10, like till 7.5 or 8, the diplomacy works in a really good way. It does create peace, but it just and the rest of 3.5 or 3, it kind of backfires, and it's just really unrealistic. It wasn't needed. So that's the flaw with the just little teeny tiny flaw with the people belonging to number 2 category. Otherwise, I love these people because they're so warm and caring. So I love these people. I actually love all, but I'm just pointing out what I love in all the numbers, like what I love the most in all the numbers. So we are done with the number 2. So talking about people belonging to category belonging to category number 3. So people with number 3, they are very creative. They are excellent with their communication, and I love the most that they are creative, because I am creative too, although I don't belong to category number 3. But I like creativity. I really admire creativity, and I like everyone does. And they're very good at communicating, and they are very inventive, and they are just full of energy. Like when you're around these people, you just you get their vibes, like surge of energy, and you just love being around them because of their really nice and very high intensity positive energy, and really like excitement and kind of energy. And they're artistic, like I already said. They're creative, so they're very creative and very artistic, and at sometimes they can be like bit bouncy, which is like okay, bouncy, it's not like a big flaw or something, but being bouncy, what it can do to them is like what it's like it can scatter their mind, like because since they're very imaginative and creative, so sometimes everything in their head gets scattered when they bounce, and they're not that's the downside of having an extremely creative mind. If it's not being just use. It's like you just keep imagining and imagining and imagining. If you don't get it out somewhere, if you don't use it, it's when your mind is all over the place and scattered, so you basically need to channelize it. So if you channelize it, this scattering thing, like the scattery thing and bouncy thing, it just goes away. So it's like a beautiful category, and I really love the creativity and the communication part. Like, it's like awesome. So we are done for number 3. Moving on to the next, that is number 4. So number 4, people belonging to number 4, they are like dependable, not dependable on other people. Like we can depend on them like for support, like as friends or as relatives or anyone, or like parents. They you can depend on them, you can trust them, and they are really predictable, and they are predictable, and they are very I love about this number is like these people are very detail oriented. They just want everything, not I'm not saying perfectionist, but very detail oriented. These are two different things. So they just they just love details, they work in details. So that is a very good thing to have, and they are good at managing things. They are known for their problem solving skills. So like that's amazing. I'm so sorry, there was some glitch. Anyway, so they are known for the problem solving skills, and the only fallback there is that they have is like they're very worrisome. They worry a lot, and I think that comes because people trust them and depend them. So they feel all the time like, oh, we have to like live up to the expectations, and we have to do this and that. But they just like kind of overthink a lot, like in this area. So they just worry. So that's like something, it's not like only I think this overthinking or worrying is not specific to only people belonging to category number 4. I think it's in general that applies to everyone. So this is something we constantly have to work on, and so that's about it. So pointing out again, what I love about number 4 is that they are very practical and detail oriented, and good at managing things and solving problems. So this is what I love about them. So talking about people belonging to number 5 category, again they are extremely innovative, creative, charming, and dynamic. It's like this is a basic trait, like they're very charming and dynamic. Sometimes they are restless. Again, that comes from being very innovative, and when you cannot just get it somewhere, like you have the idea in your mind but you can't somehow just get it somewhere, or you cannot channelize it, or like just put it out there. So that's when they get all restless. Otherwise like they are really good at communication. They are very good at pursuing others. Like they're very persuasive. They're good at pursuing others. They are good at like just say settling deals, or just convincing people. But the fallback of this category is like they can procrastinate. They have a tendency to procrastinate things. So that is the only thing that they have to constantly work on, and like give themselves a little push, or someone else can give them that push around them. So they just need a little push because they tend to procrastinate things. So that's about it. The thing about the point, the trait, the basic trait I love the most here is persuasion. Like, they're very persuasive, because it's convincing people, and achieving uh, is, I think it's a very good characteristic. Not many people are good at convincing, or just convincing, or putting their point forward. So that's what I really appreciate, of like this trait in the people. This trait of people. So see, I'm fumbling. See, I'm not just like very persuasive, or extremely convincing, like without fumbling. Like I fumbled, and it was like, but they are like really clear in their head. That's why they are good at convincing, and pursuing and locking their deals, or being good at relations. Like, okay, let's just do this and do this, and just those, the convincing skills. Basically, I was trying to say I love their convincing skills. So that's about it for people belonging to number 4 category. Moving on to number 5. These people are very responsible and caring, of course. What I love about them, responsibility is the trait I love about them. They are responsible, they take accountability for their actions, they are self-sacrificing. That is what I kind of take it as a flaw. You shouldn't sacrifice yourself. Of course, you should take care of another person, you should adjust, but adjusting and sacrificing are two different words. You should not I equate sacrificing to just losing your own self. So that is what I take as a flaw in this category. Adjusting and caring is a good thing. That's a great thing, and they are very helpful, and they are very protective about the people, for the people they care about. They're very protective in nature. They protect their relations. They protect people, their friends, their family, even in work area, their employees also, or if they their colleagues. So they are very protective about everything, not in an obsessive way. That's not what I'm saying. They're very protective in a nice way, and that feels nice. But the only thing is that they are self-sacrificing. So you should not, I believe you should not take care. You should not just keep giving and giving and giving. It should be give and take. It should be balanced. Like, you should have a balance. You shouldn't be sacrificing. There should be a balance in your life. So this is something they also know, and they keep working on it. So that's one thing with all the numbers I would like to point out, that they know what needs to be worked on. They are also aware of their basic trait, and that it needs to be worked on, so they do work on it. So that is what I appreciate in all of the numbers combined, like all the basic things. So talking about number 5, what my basic their basic trait that I love is they're very responsible, and they're very they have no shame or no ego in holding accountability to their actions, or so on and so forth. So this is what I love about them. So moving on to the next number. So talking about number 7, these people are perfectionist, like the perfectionist. They want everything perfect, and they are very pious. They have a like pious is like the part of their personality. They are always like pious, and they're very careful, which obviously makes sense. But since they're a perfectionist, they're very careful about everything that they do, and they are spiritual. That is what I love about them. I love about this number, like they are extremely spiritual, and since I am spiritual myself, so I enjoy that quality in them. So they're very spiritual and they're very studious. Such people tend to be extremely just by studious I don't mean like they are always the toppers or topping the class, or the studious like they have good knowledge, and they love seeking knowledge, and they just enjoy and they want to know more. And so that is what I mean by being studious for such people, like people belonging to number 7. So that's but what I love about them is they are very very spiritual. I'm not saying that other numbers are not, but 99% of the people belonging to 7, all of them spiritual. No atheist. Even the 1% that is there would be agnostic, not an atheist. So I love that. The one flaw that here, that is not one, actually more than one, just 2. So they are tolerant. They are like extremely tolerant, and according to me, you shouldn't like tolerate nonsense for people. That kind of uh, uh, brings in toxicity, and they're very obsessive. So these two things combined, it creates toxicity, obsession, and this tolerance combined, that creates toxicity. So that's the thing they have to be careful about. Since they're very careful, so they need to be careful in this area, and they need to take care of this and work on this. And of course they all do. We all learn our lessons eventually, and we keep applying this, and we maintain this in our life. So that's about it for number 7. Moving on to the next number, number 8. So people who are like number 8, belong to number 8 category, they are very authoritative. They sound, it's not necessary for them like to be in some authoritative position, but in general they are authoritative, and they're realistic, and they plan everything. And since they are authoritative, they tend to be dominating sometimes, actually. Let's just say not sometimes, like 60% of the time they are dominating, and they so that is one of the drawbacks. Of course this dominancy sometimes also work in their favor, like it helps them in growing their business, and being a good entrepreneur, so that helps them there. But it is a drawback when it comes to the family, because that's where this dominance does not work. So that is where they have to balance out their dominating trait, or the authoritative trait. That's where they need to balance it out, and that's what they work on. But I love, what I admire is like they have very let's just say entrepreneurship kind of mind, and they are like very strong headed. So that's what I admire in this category. So that's about it. Moving on to the next number. So people belonging to number 9 category, they are political, or they have interest in politics, just knowing what's happening around the world politically. If they are not politicians themselves, so they are very interested in politics. They are very confident and very sophisticated, and like just love the sophistication. They're very sophisticated and confident, and they don't lack self-esteem. They know their worth. They're just confident, and they are very open-minded. So I admire the progressive mind, that they are very open-minded. They are very progressive, and they hear other people out, and if of course that makes sense, they change that. So they progress their mind over there also, like when it makes sense. So they're realistic, so they're very generous and very idealistic. So that's what I love about them. The progressive mind is what I love the most in this category. They're very progressive minded. I have said that already. I just keep repeating that because I admire this quality. And they are romantic. They're very, very romantic. Like of course, like everyone is romantic, but they are like very, very in a let's just say a very different way, like very special. They come up with very creative ideas. The only drawback that they have is that they're arrogant, and that can come sometimes from being being overconfident. That happens sometimes because they know they're sophisticated, and they who they are. When it just reaches another level, that's where they tend to become a bit arrogant, and that's the drawback. But when they become arrogant again, they also realize that okay, it's too much. So they just start working, and they just work on their arrogance. And because they are generous, and they like being generous, and they prefer generosity over arrogance, so they stop being arrogant. However, they work on it, so they stop being arrogant, and enhance their generosity, and then they just balance it out. So I love their generosity, and I love their progressive mind. So that's about it with all the numbers. I hope you enjoyed and related to all the characteristics, and after calculating whatever the number you belong to, after calculating your date of birth. And thank you for tuning till the end. I do give personalized tarot readings, and healing, distance healing, and I have been getting new subscribers, and I am really grateful to all of you for all your love and support. Please follow me on Instagram. I put daily guidances over there. If you want a personalized tarot reading or a healing session, then DM me on Insta or mail me. All the links will be given in the description box down below. And thank you so much to everyone for all the love and support.